Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. This time, we're going to tackle message queues.
Oh, yeah. These are super interesting.
Yeah, seems simple on the surface, but trust me, message queues, they get really interesting once you sort of see what's going on under the hood.
Yeah, it is fascinating. It's almost like they're, these silent organizers of the digital world.
Right.
You don't see them, but they're always working to keep things running smoothly
Yeah.
behind the scenes, especially when things get really busy.
So before we get to the crazy busy part, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a message queue? You mentioned it's a durable component. What does that mean in this context?
Yeah. So essentially, it's a system, often residing in memory, designed for reliable storage and forwarding of information. Kind of acts like a dedicated holding area for messages. So it ensures that different parts of the system can communicate smoothly without needing to be online at the exact same time.
Okay.
And that durability that you mentioned just means that those messages are stored safely and persistently. So even if there are temporary disruptions,
You're still there.
they'll still be there. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. It's a great example of an online store, especially during peak times like, Black Friday.
Right.
So can you walk me through how a message queue would prevent the website from crashing under the weight of all those orders?
Yeah. So imagine a flood of orders hitting the website all at once. If every single task, like, payment processing, inventory checks, confirmation emails, if all of those things had to happen instantly, the system would likely buckle under the pressure.
Right.
So that's where message queues come in. Instead of overloading the system, each order is placed into a queue. Just think of it as a temporary waiting area where messages are held securely until they can be processed.
So rather than trying to juggle everything at once, the website can kind of just take a number and pass the task along.
Exactly, yeah. That
Yeah.
decoupling of processes is key.
Oh,
So the website can continue accepting orders without getting bogged down. Meanwhile, separate worker processes can pull messages from the queue and handle those tasks in the background at a more manageable pace.
Now, hold on. If the website crashes, wouldn't that mean that those queued up messages are lost?
Not at all. Remember the durable component we talked about? That's where the magic happens.
Okay.
Even if a worker or the website itself crashes mid-process, the message is safe and sound within the queue, patiently waiting for another worker to pick it up and finish the job. No lost data nightmares.
Wow, that's a huge relief. It's like having a super reliable assistant who never forgets a task, even if you accidentally spill coffee on their to-do list.
Yeah, it's a great way to think about it. Message queues provide that extra layer of reliability and assurance that's crucial in today's digital world, where every bit of data is valuable.
Right. Okay, so we've got this, safety net for information. Things are running smoothly, even under pressure. This is already sounding pretty good, but I'm guessing there's more to it than just a single line of waiting messages, right?
You're absolutely right. Let's move on to different types of queues, each with its own unique way of handling the flow of information.
All right, different types of queues. It's like there's a whole taxonomy of message management out there. So you mentioned some popular ones, RabbitMQ, Kafka, Amazon SQS. What makes them stand out, and how do you know which one to choose?
Well, it's like choosing the right tool for the job. Each one has its own strengths depending on what you're trying to accomplish.
Okay, so walk me through it. Where would you start if you were building a system that needed message queues?
Hmm. Well, if you're looking for versatility and ease of use, RabbitMQ is a great option. It's kind of a solid all-rounder that can handle a wide range of tasks, making it a popular choice for lots of different applications.
So if you're dipping your toes into the message queue world, RabbitMQ is a good place to start.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you're dealing with huge amounts of data streaming in real time, like tracking user activity on a massive social media platform, Kafka would be the tool of choice.
Okay.
It can handle those massive data flows without breaking a sweat, making it perfect for things like log aggregation, event processing, and building data pipelines.
Ah, so Kafka is the heavy hitter, the one you call in when you need to manage a fire hose of information?
I got it. And then there's Amazon SQS. This is a cloud-based service provided by AWS, so if you're already in the AWS ecosystem, it integrates seamlessly.
Convenience is always a plus. What are some of the advantages of going with Amazon SQS?
Besides being fully managed by AWS, meaning less overhead for you, it's also highly scalable and reliable. Plus, it comes with some really useful features like delay queues and dead letter queues.
Delay queues and dead letter queues. Those sound intriguing. Tell me more.
Yeah. So think of a delay queue as a scheduling mechanism for messages. Let's say you want to send a reminder email a few days after someone abandons their shopping cart.
Okay.
You can put that message in a delay queue, set the delivery time, and it'll be sent automatically when the timer goes off.
Oh, that's clever. No need for separate cron jobs or reminders. It's like built-in procrastination management for your messages.
Uh-huh, right. And then we have the dead letter queue. This is like a place where messages go if they can't be processed for some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe there was an error in the message format or the intended recipient wasn't available. Instead of just disappearing, those messages get sent to this special queue where they can be examined and handled appropriately.
It's like a lost and found for messages. I love that nothing gets lost completely. What happens to those messages in the dead letter queue? Do they ever get a second chance?
Absolutely. You can investigate why a message ended up there, fix any issues, and potentially reprocess it.
Yeah.
Or if it's no longer relevant, you can choose to discard it.
Okay, so we've got this whole system of queues, different types for different tasks, and even a safety net for those that go astray. And you mentioned earlier that queues are particularly useful when things get crazy busy. You're talking about scalability, right?
Right. And this is another major benefit of message queues. As the volume of messages increases, you can simply add more worker processes to handle the load.
So back to that Black Friday scenario. Even if the orders are coming in faster than a caffeine-fueled auctioneer can speak, the message queue system just keeps chugging along, adding more workers as needed.
Exactly. That's the beauty of scalability. It grows with demand, ensuring smooth operation even during peak times.
Okay, I'm seeing how this all fits together. We've got the types of queues, we've got the popular options, and we've got this amazing ability to scale up as needed. But I'm curious, you've talked about the technical side, but also highlighted how understanding message queues can help you even in non-technical areas. How does this apply outside of software development?
That's a great point. The principles behind message queues, like asynchronous communication and decoupling, can be applied to many different areas of life. Think about your own workflow, for example.
Okay, walk me through it. How can I apply message queues to, say, managing my inbox or tackling a long to-do list? Okay, so let's break this down. How can we apply this message queue magic to something like managing an inbox, which I know I struggle with?
Yeah, so think of your inbox as a queue itself, right? You've got all these emails coming in. Some are urgent, some can wait.
Right.
Instead of trying to tackle them in the order they arrive, you can prioritize them.
Uh,
Create separate folders or labels.
okay.
Think those as different queues. Maybe you have one for urgent work emails, one for personal messages that you can respond to later, and maybe even a dead letter queue for those spam emails that you can just ignore completely.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Or those newsletters that I keep meaning to unsubscribe from but never quite get around to.
Exactly. So by applying this concept of queues and prioritization, you can manage that influx of messages more effectively and avoid feeling overwhelmed by a giant unsorted list.
It's like creating a system for my inbox instead of just letting it control me.
Right. And you can apply that same kind of thinking to a to-do list. Break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks.
Okay.
Prioritize them based on importance and urgency, and then maybe even use a project management tool to organize everything visually. It's like having a visual representation of your own personal message queue system.
So it's all about recognizing those patterns, those systems that are already in place, and then figuring out how to optimize them.
Exactly. And that's where understanding message queues can be so beneficial. It gives you a framework for thinking about how information flows, how tasks are processed, and how to design systems that are both efficient and resilient.
This has been an amazing deep dive. I feel like I've gone from zero to message queue hero in just a few minutes.
And remember, this is just the beginning. There's so much more to explore.
Well, a huge thank you to you and, of course, to our listener. For everyone else out there, keep those requests coming. We'll be back soon with another intriguing topic, ready to break it down, connect the dots, and leave you with some food for thought. Until then, keep diving deep.